backwards. Do what you want to do. And then some name. Levendig? Evandig. So I was saying, who's the bully? Right? So, Cobra Kai, Will Smith slap, Chris Rock, you know. Because everybody hates Chris. It was all about him getting bullied. Like, he's, grew up in Brooklyn, and then he goes to this, mostly it looked like Italian-American, high school. Which for Chris is white. And it's like, anyway, that's another episode. But, who is the bully? So, it's funny because I was talking to Maki last night, like, I'm obviously, very much into the Marxist perspective, but, it's interesting sometimes because I think, like, power, if it's all this shit is for power, like, motherfuckers get tired of that shit because you just want a bunch of yes people around you. Like, how boring is that? And then those same people, that's classic, like, they go to do the S&M stuff because they're tired of bossing everyone around, so they want to be dominated and all this. But it's like, oh my God. I think missing from all this is just trust. Of course. But then no one wants to be no one wants to be fucking violated. So I think that I know for me, if you know any pessimistic, sarcastic people, that's fucking that's self-protection. So classic, like, grew up Raiders fan, and then you're like, oh, you're so used to disappointment, and so you protect yourself. They're done, shit's over, they're garbage. You pre-trash everything because you know what's coming, so you're like, I don't care. You actually do. They fucking care, but because then when they start winning, they come back. Like, my pops would always leave the room like, it's done, they're over, the season's over. And then he'd go in his wood shop in the garage and started working on something, and we watch and we're like, oh shit, they came back, made a long bomb pass to Cliff Branch or somebody, Tim Brown, and then he'd come back and, oh, what's going on? Are you coming back? So, and if you've been through shit like almost 99% of the world has, I'm not saying that's a great thing, but that pessimism is like protection, self-protection, but it also, I guess, gets in the way because, like, we don't know what's going to happen. And that's kind of the beauty, right? It's like, we don't know what's going to happen, but, you're not trying to be fucking, oh, everything's going to be great. Your guts all over you. That's not cool at all. But, it does make me think that, the slap heard around the world, like, back to that. Because in the Mike Tyson, like, the dude, obviously crazy dude who's looking to get beat down, got beat down. He he's one of those sick people that enjoys getting beat up, I think. And then treated Mike like an animal. And then he's Iron Mike, like, leave the fucking guy alone. And then the dude wanted what he wanted. So Mike whooped him, and then, but it makes me think, like, hey, whether you like it or not, it doesn't stop till we make it stop. So if we don't like what's going on, then we gotta make it stop. And people say, like, oh, but I'm non-violent. Like, you're not Gandhi. And it's funny too because people forget, like, Gandhi was a vicious lawyer, like vicious, ruthless lawyer, and he's murdered by his religious homies or whatever. Like, someone who's religious murdered him violently. And in India, I mean, you could put it all on England if you want to, but come on, man. They had problems prior to that, and then the split between India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, like, it keeps going and going and going and going. So the divisions, the caste system, and like, it's just, anyway, if you think you're peaceful, and then look at your retirement or IRA, whatever you got, and they're using, tell me they're not using that money right now to like bomb some hospital somewhere, like right this moment, right? So I don't know. We got in our own bodies a self-protection system and our attitudes. Like, you don't just let every disease come in and ravish you and like, well, let it be. Fuck no, man. So, but that's the contradiction, right? Like, how the fuck, how do we, I think I was saying to a buddy of mine, like, we're way more WWF than you know, this phony, like, yoga, eats only shade grown dandelions culture. Like, we're WWF, we're straight up professional wrestling. So people love that because they want to see some fighting, some exciting, some loving and all that, and like the drama. And so I do think, yeah, there's all this puppeteering from a cooperative yet competing ruling class or money elite. But at the same time, I think there's that element in us that's just, I don't know, like, loves the drama and conflict, like, can never get enough. It's like very junior high or even elementary schoolish, but I don't know. You tell me. I'm obviously talking to my damn phone because I'm out here, and people in Japan, man, they work. They're still working. Like, it could, no matter what goes on, let's just go to work. And you know, I'm learning as much Japanese as I can, little by little, with my old brain. But man, people just, they take no free time here. Like, talk about, you know, we go from being peasants, or in Japan it was during the shogun, basically a peasant, and they took majority of your rice or whatever you grew, and then you barely survived in like a hut. And go from that to like factories, to factory schools that don't prepare you to be a wage slave. And if you got money or whatever, maybe you're a manager of wage slaves. Maybe a lot of money, then, you know, you're like a slave owner, basically. But come on, like, what is it that we're going for? So we got a lot to wrestle with. So boom, Cobra Kai. Oh, what I learned from Cobra Kai is there's always a backstory. So why people do perceived bad shit, it's usually some trauma behind it. So, but we gotta figure out what the trauma is. Heal, motherfuckers. Like, these rich people, they obviously got a lot of fear, anxiety, and some of it's true. Like, yeah, people want to kill you, dude. Like, they want to take you out. Like Elon Musk, I'll put a contract out on his digital life. Contract out 1 billion digital doll hairs. Remember that? Doll hairs are bucks. $1 billion to whoever digitally takes him out. Yeah. Because fuck that guy, and fuck these little motherfuckers like that. Like, why are we grooming people to be the worst of everything we hate in a digital way? Fuck that shit. Like the Beastie Boys, man, people love that shit. And dude is dead. My guy who became a Buddhist, like, that guy's dead already. So that makes me think too, like, you know, all these people that we lost, friends, family, moms, pops, brothers, sisters, old school friends, homies, cousins, aunts, everyone, like, they're gone already. So when we talk about like, oh, the end of the, man, when you're gone, you're gone. We're a bunch of chemicals. But anyway, like, we got now, so we need to figure some shit out now and stop, I don't know, pretending like, oh, what will the human race do? And fuck that. Like, what are you gonna do now? And you're gonna keep pushing and saving for some future that could be blown up because, you know, they want to sell, they want to fight over who can sell the plastic crap that we all wage slave for. Like, give me a break. What's it gonna be? That's Kulev saying a bunch of shit because I ain't got nobody to talk to. Peace out.